Average does not look dangerous at first. That is what makes it so dangerous. Average still pays some bills. Average still gets by. Average still looks normal to people who have accepted it, but average has a hidden cost. It slowly convinces you to stop reaching. It teaches you to tolerate less effort, less discipline, less growth, less excellence, and eventually less of yourself. And the scary part is this. Most people do not fall into failure. They settle into average. They lower the bar little by little until the life they once promised themselves becomes something they barely recognize. They say, this is good enough. Good enough health, good enough money, good enough work, good enough relationships, good enough attitude. But good enough, repeated for years, becomes a life full of quiet regret, because average is not a destination. Average is what happens when you stop demanding better from yourself. Let me ask you something serious. What have you made normal that should bother you? Being tired all the time? Living paycheck to paycheck? Breaking promises to yourself? Showing up late? Doing just enough? Letting your space stay cluttered? Letting your dreams stay untouched? At some point, you have to stop calling it life and start calling it a lowered standard. Because your standards are the invisible instructions your life follows. If your standard is, I'll do it when I feel like it, your results will be inconsistent. If your standard is, I'll save whatever is left, there will rarely be anything left. If your standard is, I'll work on my dream someday will keep moving further away. But when you raise the standard, everything starts to shift. Not because life suddenly gets easier, but because you stop giving yourself permission to live beneath what you know is possible. A high standard says, I do not negotiate with laziness. I do not build my future on excuses. I do not feed my body like it does not matter. I do not spend my money like tomorrow is not coming. I do not let people disrespect me just because I fear being alone. I do not give average effort and expect extraordinary results. That is not arrogance. That is self-respect. And self-respect changes behavior. When you respect your future, you protect your habits. When you respect your mind, you stop feeding it garbage. When you respect your body, you move differently. When you respect your calling, you stop wasting prime hours on things that do not build anything. This is where your life begins to change. Not when you get lucky. Not when someone rescues you. Not when everything becomes perfect. Your life changes when average becomes unacceptable to you. When you finally say, I will not keep living below my potential. I will not keep clapping for dreams I am not willing to discipline myself for. I will not keep blaming circumstances while my standards stay low. Because the truth is, your future is not waiting on a better excuse. It is waiting on a higher standard. So here is the challenge. Pick one area of your life where average has become too comfortable. Just one. Maybe it is your health. Maybe it is your money. Maybe it is your work ethic. Maybe it is your mindset. Maybe it is your relationships. Maybe it is your environment. Now draw a line. A real line, not I need to do better. That is too vague. Say, I will walk 30 minutes a day. I will read 10 pages every morning. I will save a set amount every paycheck. I will clean my space before I sleep. I will show up 10 minutes early. I will finish what I start. I will speak to myself with faith, not defeat. That is how standards work. They are specific. They are measurable. They are non-negotiable. And at first, the old version of you will fight back. It will say, this is too much. But really, it is not too much. It is just higher than what you were used to. And once you live at a higher standard long enough, average will start to feel uncomfortable. You will not want to go back. You will not fit the old version anymore. That is growth. That is transformation. That is the moment you stop drifting and start becoming. So today, raise the bar, not for applause, not to impress people, not to look successful. Raise it because your life is too valuable to be built on low expectations. Average is available to everybody, but excellence belongs to the person who decides, I will not live beneath my standard anymore.